So, getting the correlation rule, right? That means he's asking about the rule that we have discussed in the last couple of classes, right? Interview may ask you, do you have any experience in creating the use cases? You might have, some people might have heard this word use case, right? Use cases. So if interviewer asking, do you have any experience about in creating the use cases, that means he's asking, do you have an experience in creating correlation rules? Get in mind, 90% people understand that we call as correlation rule, we call as use cases. However, your report, your correlation rules, your dashboard that we'll be discussing here, dashboard all comes under the use case only, right? But 90% people understand that correlation rule is use case. Get in mind? So even if your interviewer is asking you, do you have any experience in creating the use case? That means he's asking, do you have any experience in creating the correlation rules? That means you must be ready to tell about the correlation rules only. Get in mind? So if interviewer asks you what is use case, then you can tell that all the correlation rules, reports, dashboard, all consolidated we call as use case, right? Use case means all report, correlation rules, all your dashboard that you create in order to detect the threat, detect the suspicious activities, right? We call as use case, right? Understand? If anybody asks you a use case, that means until unless he is not asking what is use case, right? You should understand that he is talking about the correlation rule. Get in mind? Now our funda is clear, right? What is correlation rule? For what purpose we create the correlation rule? Yes or no? Concept is all clear, right? Based on different type of devices, you might have to create the different correlation rule in order to detect any suspicious activities, right? We understand that all the devices will record the activity in the form of logs, right? Now, in order to automate the threat detection activities, we have to write the correlation rule, right? So that in case of such activity happen, rule will trigger automatically. We don't have to look for the base logs. Base log means the logs which came from the end device, we call as base logs, right? After correlating, once the rule will fire, right? Again, it's an event. Yes or no? Alert is also an event, right? That we call as correlation alert or correlation event. Get in mind? The event which came from the end device we call as base event, and after correlating, ArcSight will trigger an alert. That's why in ArcSight alert, you see device vendor equal to ArcSight and product equal to also ArcSight, because that event is generated by ArcSight, right? That's the reason device and vendor both are ArcSight, right? But here, after correlating the condition, it generates one alert, right? That means it's a correlation event or correlation alert, right? Behind and generating any correlation alert, there must be some base event which are responsible for generating this correlation alert. That means how many aggregation you have written, how much aggregation, let's say 100 in 5 minutes, for example. That means once that particular rule trigger, that means there must be 100 event which have been generated within 5 minutes. That's the reason that particular correlation alert has been triggered. Yes or no? So once the alert trigger, we can right click and we can go on the correlation option and then detail chain. We can see what are those base event which are responsible for generating that particular correlation event or correlation alert. Get in mind? Understand? So you understand, right? Correlation alert we create so that we'll not have to monitor billions of logs. If any suspicious activity happen, we have the correlation rule. ESM will monitor on behalf of us. RSIM will monitor on behalf of us and will trigger an alert whenever such scenario found, such matching condition found. Get in mind? So why we created the correlation rule? So that we will not have to monitor billions of logs. Instead, you will monitor some alerts, right? So we have to minimize the number of alerts, because if let's say 300 alerts are being triggered in a shift, right? 300 alert. So it does not mean that all 300s are suspicious activities. If 300 alerts are triggered, there might be possible that once you investigate this all this alert, you may find only 3, 4, 5 incidents are true positive. in that case, we have to take the action, right? Rest all are false positive. You understand a false positive, true positive, false positive? True positive means the alert trigger and it is actually suspicious activity. On the first level of investigation, we call as true positive. Once the alert trigger and you found that this is not a suspicious activity, this might be a legitimate activity, or right now no action is required, that means we call as false positive. No need to raise the case. Only for true positive cases you are creating the incident and raising the ticket. On false positive, you are closing the incident on the ESM itself. No need to take any action. Get your mind? So we have to reduce the number of false unnecessarily. You see here, 300, 400 alerts are being triggered on a shift, right? Out of that, only 3, 4, 5 incident you consider true positive on first level of investigation, right? So you have to do the fine tuning so that, because instead of 300, 400 alerts being fired, if only 20 alert will fire, 50 alert will fire, that would be good, right? You don't have to investigate 300 alerts, right? Means there are a flood of alerts which are coming. You might miss a flood of alerts, you might miss some important alert in between because there are 300 alerts which have been triggered, right? So we should minimize the number so that we can more robustly do the investigation which are actually the true positive. Yes or no? Unnecessarily you have to put your effort in investigating false positive incident, right? So we have to work towards reducing these numbers, false positive numbers. Yes or no? We have to work so that false positive alert will be minimal. Get it? Yes or no? This process is called as fine tuning of the rule. Fine tuning is nothing but doing the required changes on the rule condition aggregation so that the number of false positive alert will be minimal. Get it? That process is called as fine tuning of the rule. Get it? If you want to write it. What is fine tuning of the rule? Because in the JDs you will see fine tuning of the rule. There is another rule, fine tuning of the rule, fine tuning of the use cases, right? So what is fine tuning the rule? Doing the required changes on the rule condition changes on the rule condition.
Sir, could you please repeat again from the beginning?
What is, my question was, what is rule fine tuning, right? So rule fine tuning is nothing but doing the required changes on the rules condition or in aggregation to minimize the false positive alerts. To minimize the false positive alert. To minimize the false positive alerts. Understand? So now, what are the various scenarios? Let's understand what are the various scenarios when the rule will trigger, and we call that rule as a false positive. Let's understand, right? In what cases when the alert triggered and you investigated and you found it's a false positive, right? So that we can avoid that. Yes or no? Everybody on the same page, right? Understanding what I'm talking about, right? The alert are being triggered, you investigated, and you come to know that particular alert we need not to take any action, or that is the legitimate activity. Can you mind? That kind of alert we call as false positive. Yes or no? So we should avoid this, we should minimize this, so that number of alert also will be minimal, and whatever alert which are even true positive, you may put more focus in investigating, right? In investigation. If too many alerts are being false positive, maybe you will not have enough time to investigate even true positive. Yes or no? So, in what situation you will call that particular alert as false positive? Let's take an example. There are multiple situations whenever you call particular alert is false positive. So, let's take a scenario wise, right? Let's say you created a rule, high number of denied traffic, high number of denied connection from same source. The rule, high number of denied connection from same source, right? The rule you have created. And aggregation condition you have given 100 event in 1 minute, for example, right? Aggregation you have given 100 event in 1 minute. Get it? Let's say from this particular IP, external IP system, internal system, continuously flood of traffic is coming, which is being denied on the firewall, right? So once 100 denied traffic will come from the firewall and come to the ESM, right? Once the first event come, ESM will start the time, right? Rule time will start. Once the 100 event will come, right? It will generate, what will generate? An alert, yes or no? Because the condition was 100 matching event in 1 minute. It will generate an alert, yes or no? The alert has been triggered. You started investigating based on the severity of the alert. Like it might be, let's say, right now you are free because all alert you will already investigated. Even it is medium severity, you will start investigating it. Relevant? You understand that, right? Alert we investigate based on the severity. Sometime interview ask that you are this particular time. There are 10 alert triggered at the same time. 10 different alert has been triggered. So which incident you will investigate first? You know what I'm saying? Sometime interview ask, you are there on the shift, you are alone in the shift, right? 10 different alert triggered at the same time. So which alert will investigate first? You tell me. 10 alert which have been triggered at the same time, right? So now interview is asking which alert you will investigate first and why.
Severity alert.
Yes,
Based
we
on
have to
severity.
say that based on the severity of particular alert, right? High severity means critical severity 1 is the first preference. Severity is depend on the SLA, right? High severity means less SLA, less time, SLA time, right? That means high severity because SLA time is less. Within short period of time you have to investigate and report, right? So severity. So you investigate these cases based on the severity, right? If 10-15 event triggered at the same time, based on the severity of particular alert, you will start your investigation, right? Severity 1 should be first and low severity means high severity should be first and low severity should be last. Get it? So you have to check based on the severity of the alert, right? So let's say, I was taking an example that high number of deny connection from same source which have been triggered right now. You started investigating, right? But what happens is this particular source continuously trying to connect regarding very high numbers of denial connections are coming. Means there is a flood of traffic because it's trying to connect continuously and traffic is being denied on the firewall. Get it? Flood of traffic is coming every time. Whenever first event come, time will start on the ESM. Whenever 100 event come, it generates the alerts. Again, because flood of traffic is coming, high number of denied traffic, right? Again 100 is coming, again trigger an alert. Again 100, again trigger, again 100, again trigger. Lot of alert. Yes or no? Every 100 alert, when every 100 event is generated by denied event coming, it's generating an alert. Flood of traffic is coming, means every time, every second, every minute it is matching and generating an alert. All are similar alert, yes or no? Because all are coming from same source and all are high number of deny alert only. And from same source. If alert is coming from different source, like some other IP trying to connect, we can consider a different alert, right? But all are same. Condition is also same as well as the IP source is also same, right? This rule is based on IP, right? Source IP. The target factor is source IP. Yes or no? We are actually monitoring the source IP, denial connection from particular source, right? So it is all alert are from same source IP. So what do you think? You want all 100 different 100 alert from same IP? You want that? Why you don't want that?
No, sir.
Why? Why you don't want 100 alerts?
We should close all the tickets. It will be a burden. So we should
Because
get only.
yeah, because
We should
all
get
are
only.
same alert, right? From same source IP. Yes or no? Why do I want 100 alert? Because once first alert is trigger, I'm already doing the investigation, right? And I'll check last 24 hours or right now how many connections are coming in. Why do I want alert to be triggered again and again? Because once the trigger, I'm already doing the investigation. I'm already checking all the relative event. Yes or no? Why do I want 100 of alert to be triggered? Yes or no? And second thing is, like, if 100 of alerts are coming in and all are same, right? Maybe possible in between these 100 alerts, there might be some high severity incident or some other incident in between. And because of the flood of this incident, I may miss some critical incident which came in between. Yes or no? Because I can see the flood of rules have been triggered, flood of alert has been triggered, right? And I might miss some critical incident in between which has triggered. Yes or no? And if you are not avoiding it, you will see 1000, 2000 different. For all other cases, you will see similar alert being triggered. For high number of traffic, also 100. For successful traffic from local type, also 200. Because flood of connections are coming in, right? Whenever again matching condition coming in, rule will trigger. So first drawback is you may have to have you may see 100 of similar alerts for similar cases, right? And you might miss some important incidents. That is one drawback. That is the one drawback. Second will be whenever first event come, time will start now. Count will hold the one memory, right? And then once the 100 event matters, it will trigger an alert. That means it will use CPU to process and to trigger an alert. Memories to hold the count means memory utilization. More and more time matching, more and more memory utilization. Yes or no? And once the alert fires, means processor. Yes or no? In order to fire an alert, it has to use the processor. Means more and more time it is matching and more time it is firing. That means more and more memory and CPU utilization, right? You will not believe that even a single such rule which are matching and firing a lot of time can make the ESM slow, can make the ESM down. Because every time it is matching, memory utilization, holding the count of the memory, right? Means memory utilization. And every time it is firing means CPU utilization. Means any rule which are making lot of time, triggering lot of time, that means memory and CPU utilization. That means ESM resource utilization. One such rule can make the ESM slow, can make the ESM down also. While we are doing the troubleshooting, right? You guys reported that sulabh, we are today ESM is very slow. We are not able to work. You guys are monitoring, right? I'm a administrator. You inform me that sulabh ESM is very slow. It's not responding. We are not even able to investigate, right? So I have to see this one also. While troubleshooting, I have to find out the culprit, right? Means what is the problem which is making this ESM as slow, right? I might see, I may have to see if there might be possible that any rule is firing a lot of time, right? And making the ESM slow. Because of always you see, right? Whenever your system is slow, whenever any resource application is slow on your system, that means because of the resource utilization. Yes or no? Anytime you see your mobile is slow, your desktop is slow, right? Why it is? Because resource utilization, memory utilization, CPU utilization, of course. Yes or no? So you have to see which all the applications are eating your memory, eating your CPU. Means who is the culprit? Get it? So one of the culprit can be any rule which are firing a lot of time. Get your mind? So you have to say which rule is firing a lot of time. There is a dashboard. If you have watched, the health check, asset health check session that I have shared with you, right? There is a dashboard on the ESM, right? On which the internal ArcSight own created dashboard, on which you can see what are the top 10 firing rules, which are the top 10 rules which are firing a lot of time, right? You can see the numbers. Get your mind? So on that dashboard, I can identify which are the rules which are firing a lot of time. Then, first of all, if any rule is firing a lot of time, making the ESM slow, I may go ahead and disable that rule for that particular moment, right? And then I have to do fine tuning to avoid this rule firing again. Because once the rule fire, I'll be doing the investigation. I don't want that rule to be fired similar rule again. At least not now. At least for 5 or 6 hours, it should not fire. Yes or no? Because once it is fire, I'll be already doing the investigation and I'll be reporting it for further action, right? At least for few hours, it should not fire. Let's say 6 hours, it should not fire. Yes or no? After 6 hours, again traffic is coming, it should fire to notify us that activity is still happening, right? But continuously it should not fire. That means I have to suppress the rule firing. Means any rule which are matching, it should fire only once. Then it should not fire for next 6 hours. Get your mind? Yes or no? So that is also called as rule fine tuning, right? In that case, I have to fine tune the rule. Means doing the required modification on the rule condition or aggregation so that rule will not fire again and again. Once the rule trigger once, it should not fire for next 6. It depends on company to company. Some company may be 6 hours, some company may be 10 hours, 12 hours, like that, right? Let's say my scenario, my motive here is whenever any rule fire, it should not fire for next 6 hours. Any rule means rule should not fire for same situation, same condition, same source IP, right? Whatever similar I have given, right? My rule is showing as high number derived from same source. That means from same source, if number of connections are coming in, rule should fire only once. It should not fire again and again. Next star, it should not fire. So how I can apply, how I can fine tune this? This is one scenario. So you have to fine tune this rule whenever any rule is firing a lot of time. Again, same rule is firing. So you can fine tune this rule, right? So that it will not fire again. It will suppress the rule firing for this stipulated time that you have configured. Am I? Yes or no? So how can I do that? The topic is ट्यूनिंग की स्पेलिंग ये होती है, डबल एन होती है. हाँ? Rule fine tuning, right? Rules fine tuning. So first, so how can I? So what do you think that? Any idea? I understand that you might not have an idea, but how can I make? What kind of changes I can make in the rule so that once particular condition matches, it will trigger an alert. Next time, even matches also it will not fire. How can we suppress this rule? Next time, even 100 matches will happen, right? Still it will not fire. Okay, yes, there are some options. So let me tell you that. Let's say the rule is high number of denied traffic from same source, right? So here you have given a condition. In this tab, you have given the condition. And under the aggregation, let's say you have given 100 in 1 minute. right? As an action, trigger an alert. Understand this, right? I have given the condition, aggregation 100 in a minute and trigger an alert, right? So once condition matches 100 in a minute, it will trigger an alert. Next time again same traffic is coming, condition matches 100 in a minute, triggering an alert. Every time condition aggregation matching triggering an alert. So I have to avoid this. Yes or no? So what I can do here is, once the alert trigger, what I can do is I can create one empty active list. One empty active list I'll create, and I'll give the name as source address, means source IP. Okay, what I'm doing is, and I'll give, you understand, right? I'm talking about empty active list, means blank active list you will create, and field you give source IP, and TTL, time to live, you know, right? In the active list you will give time to live, means once the entry come, till what time the entry will be there on the active list, that is called TTL, right? TTL. So I want to, yes,
बाहर वाले पुलिस खड़ी वहां पर नाके से रूम लेके निकल रहे हैं और रूम अरे क्या कर
अरे ये क्या है भाई, ये क्या नया हो रहा है? So you know, right, what I'm saying, I'll create one blank active list. I give the field source address, because I want from same source address should not fire, right? From same source address, that's the reason an active list I'm giving source address. Blank active, no data is there, right? And TTL I'll give 6 hours, because 6 hours I want to freeze, right? So blank active list I'll create under active list, I'll create this blank active list and give source address, and TTL is 6 hours. Get it? Now I'll call that active list under the trigger. So under one, so what happens is, once the condition matches first time, aggregation matches, it will trigger an alert. Once it will trigger an alert, at the same time, the source address should be added on that, because I have given the source address, right? So as an action, source address will be added on the active list. Once the rule fire, it will trigger an alert, it will trigger an alert. At the same time, the source address will be added on the active list. And TTL, how much I have given? That means till 6 hours, the source address will be there on the active list. Get it what I'm saying? When the condition matches, aggregation matches, it will trigger an alert. Once the alert trigger, that source address will be added on the active list automatically as a part of rule, right? And the entry will be there for next 6 hours. Yes or no? Then whenever I see the entry here on the active list particular source address, I can understand, right? That means rule must have fired from particular source. That's the reason entry has been added. So after 6 hours, entry will be removed, because TTL is 6 hours. If after 6 hours entry removed, that means if there is no entry, means rule has not fired. I can see any IP on this, means rule has already fired within 6 hours. Rule must have fired for particular source. You understand, right? That's the reason entry is there. Now what I can do is, I can call this active list on the rule, same rule, under the not equal to condition. You know what I'm saying? I can call this rule under not equal, all condition is there, right? Under not equal to this particular active list. Means this denied traffic condition matching, right? If it is matching, then it will check the aggregation and count will start. Yes or no? So what will happen is, like once even this condition matches, right? Then after aggregation, you start triggering alert, right? If this condition matches, but if source IP is there on the active list, then matching will false. As per not condition, source IP should not be there on the active list, right? But if rule is already triggered, the entry will be here on the active list. That means condition will become false. Yes or no? And rule will not trigger, because condition will be false. Rule is not starting aggregation. Aggregation will not start. Yes or no? First time when the condition matches, there is no entry on the active list. right? A resulting aggression is started, and once the aggression matches, it will trigger an alert. Once alert trigger, entry has been added, source added. On this active list, you have called under not condition. Means this condition should match, and the entry should not be, as per the not condition, the entry should not be there. The source address should not be in the active list. Once first event, again event comes, this is matching, but entry is already there in the active list. Means condition become false. Yes or no? In that case, if condition becomes false, aggregation will not start. Even the event is coming, aggregation rule is not matching because condition becomes false. And this until 6 hours, the entry will be there. Means for next 6 hours, rule will not fire because condition is becoming false. In that case, rule will not fire. So, using this active list, you have suppressed the rule firing or delayed the rule firing. That's the reason this kind of list we call a suppression list or delay list. We can suppress the rule firing by applying the suppression list or delay list. You know, understand? This suppressing feature is available in all the SIM tools. So that to apply the to suppress the rule firing.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर,
Yes.
ये फिर जो एक्टिव लिस्ट है ये हर रूल में बाय डिफॉल्ट होगी ही होगी?
नहीं होती ना, नहीं होती, हमको बनाना पड़ता है हर बार. I mean, almost all the rule require this kind of suppression. Yes or no? Because any rule may fire again if same traffic is coming. So we have to use this kind of suppression rule. Almost all the rules. In almost all the rules which may generate similar alerts. As you find that any particular rule condition is firing similar alerts, right, from the same source or same identical field, then in that case we have to apply the suppression list. Understand?
Yeah.
So this is how we can fine tune the rule. If any rule is firing a lot of time, we can suppress the rule by applying the suppression list or delay list. Right? This actually we call a suppression list or delay list because they are used to suppress the rule firing or delay the rule firing. Right? That's the reason this list we call a suppression list or delay list. Get mind? So first is under rule find doing. First step is how we can find the rule by applying the suppression or delay list. You write it. First is by applying suppression or delay list. How we can fine tune the rule? First is suppression or delay list, right? By applying suppression or delay list, right? So in this case, you written this. So you write it here. In this case, if any rule is firing a lot of time for same condition, in that case, to avoid the rule firing again and again, we can apply the suppression list to suppress the rule firing. We can apply the suppression list. So in this case, you can write it. In this case, if any rule is firing a lot of time, we call a duplicate alert also, right?
So in this case,
if any rule, if what क्या मैंने बोला है? In this case, if any rule is firing a lot of time for same condition, that means to avoid duplicate rule firing. That means to avoid duplicate rule firing, Market is open on positive note.
Duplicate, sir.
In order to सबका बोला यार मैंने.
Duplicate.
To avoid duplicate rule firing, we can apply suppression or delay list. Suppression/delay list. You can apply suppression or delay list.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर,
क्या?
ये लैब्स का एक्सेस हमें सर कब तक रहेगा?
आपको बैच खत्म होने के अनदर 1 मंथ रहेगा, 1 मंथ के लिए, है ना. मिनिमम 1 मंथ यू विल हैव लैब एक्सेस एज वेल एज वीडियो एक्सेस, है ना, अनदर 1 मंथ
ओके सर.
आफ्टर द ट्रेनिंग. So make sure you utilize this most.
Yeah, okay.
In this special condition, we can extend 15 more days. So consider 1 month only, but in a special condition, we can extend another 15 days. Okay, so make sure you finish it 1 month only, but in case such a situation happen that we can accept a request for 15 more days. So मैं क्या बोल रहा था?
Please do that favor for us.
So what I was telling, suppression of delay list, right? मैं कुछ और बताने वाला था यार, मैं भूल गया. So you understand, right? So how would you suppress the rule? First of all, what do you do? If any rule is firing a lot of time, right, you have to suppress. So let me tell you that the rule is there, like high number of login failure, Windows login failure from same user, right? So now you have to suppress this rule. So what will you do in that case? Means your motive is from same user, because lot of failure login is happening from same user. So you already given, let's say, 100 in 1 minute, right? But rule is firing a lot of time. So now you have to suppress this rule, so that from same user, if login failure happening, it should not fire. From different rule, I mean different rule, it is separate incident, right? From different rule or different IPD is happening in this case, separate rule, right? Separate incident. But if it is happening multiple times from same username, you have to suppress it. So what will you do in this case? पूरा बताओ ना, पूरा. Creating active list means you have to tell full. First of all, what do you do? Then you have to give. And user, what do you fill? Field. Source IP. You have to give the identical field, right? What is identical here? Destination username. Because from same username, I don't want to trigger again, right? Same username, not from same IP. So here the field name will be the destination username, because username captured under the destination username in Windows. Yes or no? So I'll create the empty active list, and you can't see for fixed hours. You can't see the fixed hours. You have to say that how long I want to suppress, for how much time I want to suppress. That time I'll, let's say example 6 hours, then I'll put 6 hours as a TTL. Because you want from same source in denied traffic. That's the reason source address is identical, right, in all 100 events. That's the reason we have given the field as source address. Here username is identical. From same destination user you want alert. So here destination username is identical. Get me? So what field you are keeping is identical. Using that field you have to suppress. Get me? So here you will create the empty active list and give the TTL as 6 hours, for example, you want to create, and field name is destination username. Then what next? Where?
In condition, we need to call the type.
And then that's it.
In condition, we need to call
So how the entry will come on the active list? How the entry will come on the active list? If you apply only on condition, how the entry will come on the active list? Under the action you have to add, right? Once the rule will fire, at the same time the username will be added on the active list. Let's do it practically. Okay, I'll be sharing my screen. Not one rule for same condition from same source or same destination user for different user. One alert only. Next 6 hours it will not fire again. Even the condition is coming right, 100 is whatever, but not condition you have called particular source at a destination username, it will not fire again. So apply the rule firing, duplicate rule firing, right? Rule will call duplicate because identical condition was source IP for denied traffic. Same source IP of traffic is coming, rule will fire only once. It will not fire again. Unnecessarily false positive, too many on your channel, right? You can avoid those by applying the suppression list. That means by
Instead of duplicate, it will increase the number.
it will see whenever rule fire, that time only entry will be added on the list, right? And rule fire only once for next 6 hours.
Yes. In that blacklisted IP you are ready. For 2 days.
So,
for 2 days. For the next 2 days you are ready.
See, that was different case. It is a different case here. Here only see once the condition fire, it will add the entry on the active list, right? Yes or no? Typically 6 hours. See, if rule is not fire, see here entry is being added by the rule itself. Not we are not adding. Once the rule fire, then only entry will be added. But under not condition, again we have applied same source. The rule will not match again, and entry will not be added on the active list again. Only one entry will be there. There won't be duplicate entry because rule is not firing. Because here the active list entry in the active list being added as part of rule fire, not manually. So once the rule fire, then only entry will be added on the active list, and rule firing only once. Yes or no? Because next time rule will not fire because entry is already on the active list. So entry will be only one on the active list. Yes or no? For particular source IP. If there are multiple rules, let's say I have created a rule, high number of failed login from same user, right? Let's say one user username is Malikarjun, rule had triggered, the entry had been added active list. Once the next time rule condition matches for Malikarjun, rule will not match. For other Prasant, rule may fire again and Prasant username will also, because those are different case. Same rule but different user. Rule will fire. It will consider a different incident, but same user, it will not fire. Yes or no? But different user, I want it to be fired, right? Because that is a separate incident. But same user flood of traffic is coming, it's not fire. Because for same user, I'm already in the investigation, I'm already assigning the incident respectively for further action, right? I need not to have the rule fire again. That is false positive. Yes or no? Understand? Let's do it practically. ये केबल से कनेक्ट करना पड़ेगा यार. 1 minute, hold on. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, next.
हेलो
Yes, go ahead.
हाँ सर, जैसे अभी मैं करंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सर जैसे अभी वर्क करता हूँ, तो सर जैसे अभी वहाँ पे नॉक इंजीनियर हूँ, तो लेकिन सर वहाँ पे मॉनिटरिंग जैसे अलर्ट्स आते हैं, तो सर वो जैसे मेल पे आते हैं, ठीक है? जैसे अभी नेटवर्किंग डिवाइस के अलग हैं और अपना सर्वर के अलग आते हैं फोल्डर में, तो सर ऐसे ही सेम ये सॉक मॉनिटरिंग में होता है क्या सर? उनके लिए भी कोई पर्टिकुलर आउटलुक पे कॉन्फ़िगर होता है या फिर या कोई एप्लीकेशन होती है सर वहाँ पे अलर्ट्स आते हैं?
आपने वो वाला चैनल देखा नहीं, अलर्ट इन्वेस्टिगेशन वाला वीडियो नहीं देखा आपने? देखो, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल,
नहीं मैंने कल ही देखा.
so you have to monitor the channel itself, right? ESM itself. Here you have to monitor on the ESM console itself. Get your mind? However, you have the option to set a notification also. ईमेल पे नोटिफिकेशन लेते हो, लेकिन इन्वेस्टिगेशन कैसे करोगे? आपको लॉग इन तो ये सब में ही करना पड़ेगा ना फॉर इन्वेस्टिगेशन। इवन इफ यू गेट द नोटिफिकेशन द ईमेल, हाउ विल इन्वेस्टिगेट फर्दर? बिकॉज ईमेल में आपको मिल जाएगा सोर्स आईपी, डेस्टिनेशन आईपी, सोर्स कोड, डेस्टिनेशन, ये कुछ डिटेल मिल जाएगा, 4-5 डिटेल मिल जाएगा। तो फर्दर इन्वेस्टिगेशन टू चेक हाउ लॉन्ग इट इज एक्टिविटी हैपनिंग, you may have to create the channel and see all the field chat that you cannot do on the email. Just for the notification that is activity happening, you can enable the notification on the email as well, right? But live monitoring you will do on the ESM console itself, how I have shown to you. Get a point?
ओके सर।
100%?
हाँ
Because in your case you don't have access to the tool, right? And only specific notification you are monitoring, right? So that's the reason. However, in the same security monitoring perspective, you have to log in the tool itself. That means ESM console, where the live real-time monitoring channel will be there, tool monitoring, incident monitoring. There only you have to monitor. However, you have option to what option you have? To get the notification also, to enable the notification also, you have the option.
Sir, here in this active list, we have to give source address, right, sir?
For what? For what you are saying?
Which you are creating now.
What do you want to suppress? In high number of Windows login failure, we want
Yes,
from same user alert should not be there. That means here we have to suppress the username. In active field, we have to use the username, destination username. In high
sir,
number of deny traffic, you want from same source IP rule should not fire. So we have to suppress the source IP.
okay, sir.
Particularly you want destination IP, then destination IP. What field? Identical, right? That field you have to call on the active list. That means add on the active list.
Okay, sir.
Concept is very important.
Hello, sir. I have one doubt, sir. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, I have created Windows brute force attack and I copy it to the real-time channel and give condition the type correlation. The logs came, sir, but I gave file path as a real-time slash. Uh, then it's showing like the active channel is active and it's quiet now. Why is that coming, sir?
Because there are two things. Either condition is not correct on your rule and there is low ASM is very it's unable to find any kind of, whenever you create the real, see whatever, first of all, it's not recommended to create too many real-time channels, right? Because it continuously send the query to the ESM database to get the event. Until unless for like live monitoring of this incident, you create the channel, right? But you should not, you can see my channel is working, right? If you give, so if you create too many active channels, such right? So few active channel will automatically stop. Few active channel will automatically stop because ESM find that it is overhead for it, right? In that case, ESM will stop those channel automatically. Second thing, whenever you write the wrong condition, unmatching condition of the rule, and you run the such a real-time channel, in that case also it will stop, right? So you verify whether you have given the correct or not.
Sir,
See,
I gave correct conditions.
I am getting the tool is not making any mistake. If anything is coming, that means you have not given the proper condition. Tool is enterprise level of tool, right? It will not give any wrong result.
I have
And
in
if
my
it is happening,
channel, it's
if any problem is happening, it will happen for everyone, right? You can see my channel is running right now, it's not stopping because it's matching. I have not made any mistake. If everybody is facing some problem, I mean, there is challenges, but there is no bug in this. Means it not happen that it is working for someone, it is not working for someone. It is not going to happen.
in my channel
What
there are 16, 17 active channels, sir. Is that happening for the
What's your channel name? What's your
Deepu,
name?
Deepak, sir.
दीपू. अरे वाह,
Deepak.
दीपू के नाम से बनाया तुमने. ये कौन सा ये वाला बनाया था रियल टाइम वाला? Real time should not be open multiple. You can create, but should not be open multiple, right? Let me modify your, let me check your conditions. You've given only type equal to correlation, right?
Correlation, the logs came in correlation only, sir. If I give file path, it's not showing like that. It's only,
Right.
it's quiet.
It's quiet because you are not giving the right path. You have to show no correlation, but this proper path you have to give. See why it will not show? Let me give you the same channel and I will show you if you are giving correct, it will not quite, right? You write this on your channel. I'm writing on your channel, okay? And it will not quite.
Okay.
See, ESM is, as I mentioned that ESM will not make any mistakes. There is no bug in this. If you are facing some challenges, logs are not showing or something, somebody else is working for them, that means you are making the mistake. It will not make any discrepancy. It's not a human. It's a program.
Sir.
It will not make any discrepancy with anyone. Get your mind? So file path, you can see I can run your channel only and you will see the logs. File path. Just copy it, right? And I'm making it start with. Click on OK. You can see now your channel has been modified. See, this is your channel only, right? This is here. You can see edit, and you can see your channel has been modified, right? You can see it will not let me stop this channel, and I am opening your channel. Okay, your channel. You see whether it's being quit or not. You can see logs are coming.
Yes, sir.
No discrepancy. That means you must have made some mistake.
Sir, I think I didn't give start with.
Start with. वही प्रॉब्लम है, कुछ ना कुछ सिंटैक्स मिस्टेक किया होगा या कुछ भी किया होगा. स्टार्ट विद इक्वल टू तो है ही नहीं. देखो, यू कैन नॉट सी बिकॉज इट्स नॉट इक्वल. You cannot file path equal to. You cannot say start with. You can give. It's not exact folder name, right? It is a path. So you have to give the start with. You cannot give the equal path. Equal here.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You know. So you watch the video also. Whenever you make any mistake, you watch the video. That's the reason I have shared the video.
Yes,
You
sir.
check the video. What have I explained? What I have created, right? Based on that, you do the.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's do it one thing. Let's admin का कहाँ गया? admin tools. Let's say this rule, high number of denied traffic from same source outbound, right? Same source IP, it is firing a lot of time.
सर स्क्रीन को मैक्सिमाइज कर दीजिए ना.
Maximize तो है screen.
अच्छा ठीक है सर.
Screen is already full. From my end it is full only. Okay, let's say this particular rule, high number of denied traffic outbound, I want to suppress. It is firing a lot of time, right? What is the rule condition? You can see drop, right? And it is firing a lot of aggregation is 100 in 2 minutes. It is firing a lot of time. Action is every threshold is rule trigger, means every threshold whenever there is a 100 event, it is firing, right? So now I want that rule should not fire again for 6 hours. Once it is fired from same source IP, it should not fire for next 6 hours, right? Now in order to suppress this, I have to create one active list. One active list, because I want from same source should not fire again. The active list condition, I have to give the field name as source address. Yes or no? So go on the active list, right? You know, on the active list, you create the list for multiple purpose. Sometimes as a thread feed, right? And sometimes list or something you are calling, right? So, and for rule firing also, suppress rule firing also we call it. So I'll create one folder, separate folder called suppression list. So that I understand, okay, these lists, all lists are suppressing the rule, right? So that I can identify easily. So here I'll right click and click on new, sorry, not new list. I'll click on new group. Right click and new group, and I'll name as
suppression.
suppression किस सही है? डबल पी है ना?
Double P.
Suppression list, right? I give the name suppression list. Under this list now, क्या हुआ? अच्छा 3 टाइम हो गया. चलो कोई बात नहीं. Suppression list, right? Under this list, whatever rule I suppress, right, I have to create the list. So I'll be creating under this particular folder. Okay, so now I can right click and new list. So I can give suppression list name, list for I number of denial. Okay, so I give the name so that I can identify this list is for suppressing the high number of denied from same source. Okay, so here, so TTL, how much? 0, and here R's 6, right? Now I can go with the event with active list only, because only for that particular rule I want to add sorry, I want to use this active list. So I can go with the event based active list and select the field set. What field set I have to select? Destination or source. I want from same source, right? Source address will be there. Source address, right? Click on apply. Active list has been created. Sorry. You can see active list has been created, right? Right now there won't be any entry. If you call show entry, there is no entry, right? Because we have not added any entry. So we are not adding the entry manually here, right? It will be added as part of rule. So in that case, I have to add this entry on the rule condition, right? Action. Under every threshold, right click, then click on add, then click on here active list, click on add to active list, right? Go on the add. After you, what do you do? Right click here, right click, go on the add, go on the active list, and go on the add to list, right? Select that active list, then click on here and select the active list where you want to add. Select your list, person list, this list, right? Click on OK. So by default, I have used this active list for source address, right? So click on OK, click on apply to the source address. So once the rule will fire, source address will be added in the active list, and the entry will remain there for next 6 hours. Okay, fine. So now, once this rule, so whenever event come, condition will match, aggregation will start. Once the 100 event will happen in 2 minutes, it will trigger an alert. Once it triggers an alert, at the same time, the source address will be added in the active list. Now I don't want that rule should be fired again for same source address. Then same active list I have to call under the not condition here. So you have to click a cursor here, then go on the active list, and again same active list you call here. Source address, click on apply. Okay, under not condition. So first of all, whenever event come, any event come matching, right? Filter matching, and there is no active, there is no source address on active list means condition is matching, condition is true. Because as per the not condition, source address should not be there in the active list, and fresh event, there is no entry in the active list, condition is matching, aggregation will start. 100 event comes within 2 minutes, aggregation matches, it will trigger an alert. Alert will trigger, you will get the alert on the real time channel. At the same time, the source address will be added in the active list, right? Next time, now the entry will be there for next 6 hours. The next time matching event is coming, matching, but source address should not be there, but this time it is there because rule is already fired. The condition will become false and aggregation will not start in this case. Yes or no? And rule will not trigger. Till 6 hours, the entry will be there. Until 6 hours, the condition will not be true and it will become false and it will not start matching. Yes or no? And rule will not fire. So you have suppressed the rule for 6 hours. Yes or no? How long you want to suppress? Just increase the TTL or reduce the TTL of the active list.
Sir, can you come to not condition, sir, once?
Yes. So we have
Not
called
conditions.
under not operator active list, right? So the source IP is there in the active list. Matches is not match. It's already there. Means condition will become false. Aggregation will not start.
तो सप्रेशन लिस्ट को बाद में रिमूव भी करना है या ये इस रूल में रहेगा फिर?
नहीं, अपने आप वो तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो हो जाए एंट्री 6 hours you have given entry after 6 hours
नहीं
that
ठीक है, एंट्री
essay
तो
will
हो
be
गई
always
रिमूव। नहीं
automatically
ठीक है, वो
removed. Then after
एंट्री
6
रिमूव हो
hours
गई।
after 6 hours again matching will come, again it will trigger once, again entry will be added to that place, again it will freeze for next 6 hours. Automatically it is happening.
तो सर इसका मतलब यही हुआ ना फिर कि हर आपको रूल्स के अंदर एक इस टाइप की एक्टिव लिस्ट तो लगाना कंपलसरी हो जाता है अगर रूल बार बार ट्रिगर होता है तो।
हाँ राइट राइट, तो ये तो फाइन ट्यूनिंग है,
ओके
मतलब आप पहले ही लगा लो, means you added first only while testing the rule only. You see the rule is you may fire let off time, then you use this actively. This is mandatory for many of the rules. Get it right? This is mandatory for many of the rules. Whenever you see high traffic from same situation, same condition, in that case you might have to use the active list for suppressing the rule firing. Otherwise, same rule will fire again unnecessarily. Memory utilization, CPU utilization. Again, it will match, hold the count, and trigger another. Again, match, hold the count, memory utilization, trigger another CPU utilization. Memory and CPU utilization again and again. And again, you will see the alert on your channel. Yes or no? So आपको क्या चाहिए? आप being a SOC analyst, you're monitoring. You want to monitor 300 alert, or you want to monitor few alert, which are actually true positive, or you want to monitor false positive alert? No, right? True positive you want to monitor. Maximum should be true positive. You should not put unnecessarily effort. Many of the company will see that does not have, you know, expert administrator, proper administrator. Administrator does not have knowledge. In that case, you will see too many true false positive of firing because he does not know how to fine tune it, right? Some people become administrator, some company hire because they are not getting right people and all. They hire people, right? They does not know how to do the fine tuning, and resulting, analysts are ended up investing in too many false positives. Neither analyst knows and nor the administrator knows, resulting too many false positives, right? So right administrator will be doing the fine tuning to avoid such rule firing. Yes or no? So if you got a job in administrator, would you be doing the fine tuning to avoid the unnecessary trigger? Or at least you will be suggesting the fine tuning. Might be possible that you have not joined the administrator, but you can suggest fine tuning, right? If you have knowledge. अरे ये रोग तो बाबा फायर हो रहा है यार सेम कंडीशन में. If it unnecessarily we are getting high number of alert, same alert, so please fine tune it. Yes or no? We can suggest fine tuning. अरे यार तुमको तो बहुत नॉलेज है यार. You have good knowledge. So understand, right? First, we can do the fine by applying the suppression list, right? Suppression list. दूसरा कैसे होगा यार, याद भूल गई. What may be the other scenario? What may be the other scenario when you need to do the fine tuning? What do you think?
Screen is not visible.
I'm checking that. I'm checking the camera.
High number of login failure for same destination.
नहीं ये suppression list का तो हो गया. Suppression list का तो हो गया. Almost all the rule you have to apply the suppression list, right? Whenever you don't want to apply the rule trigger, क्या हो गया? चल नहीं रहा है. चल गया क्या? मेरा तो चालू है. आ नहीं रहा है. कोई प्रॉपर करना पड़ेगा यार कैमरे को।
Sir, are you there? Anybody can hear me, guys?
Yeah. You're perfectly audible. I guess so. Sir is trying to rectify the camera and other issues, maybe resolving other issues.
Okay,
Because
thank you.
I too am unable to see him.
Okay.
We need to call sir once.
I don't know.
Is he here only or disconnected, sir?
I don't think so, sir is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Sir is
disconnected.
Maybe he's trying to rectify all the system or
Actually, I'm trying to on call as well to Sulabh sir, but the call is not responding.
okay, maybe
What's up?
he will be busy with all that issues, resolving all that issues.
Hello, are you audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what I was telling is, whenever I speak in Hindi, right, don't think that I am discussing some important point. Okay, the important point all discussion will have in English only. I am speaking in Hindi. That means I am making some jokes or I am just kidding. Okay, if you do not understand, you just leave it.
Since long back you were not available on the board, sir.
Since long back,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
when I have
Like
attended
around
Around 10 minutes ago.
10
Yeah,
to
yeah.
15 minutes.
From past
We are
10 minutes
not able
onwards,
to
you were
hear
not
you.
available on the board, sir.
but
We all were trying to connect you, sir.
Try to
Connect
call
with
you
you.
as well.
oh, is it?
Yes,
Array.
sir. Since long back.
Oh,
We did not.
Try to call you, did not attend actually.
We also
since last
discussed with each other, sir.
since last 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah, sir.
five or 10
You
minutes, sir.
also disconnected from the session.
Yeah, the time
So,
when you have disconnected from the sessions and you were trying to rectify with the camera.
अच्छा
From that time
अच्छा
onwards.
camera. अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा. Anyways. So I only discuss about you understood, right? Decreasing and increasing that this one
No, sir.
aggregation, right?
No.
No, sir. No,
So
sir.
still we
No.
are
No,
not
sir.
No,
able
sir.
to
No,
That
sir.
time we are not here, sir.
You did not hear this topic by
No,
reducing
sir.
and increasing that
No, sir.
aggregation.
No, sir.
No.
No,
No,
sir.
sir. यार.
Because it was disconnected, sir.
Sir,
अच्छा
as you
चलो
now
have
also we are able to not able to see.
चलो मैं मोबाइल भी इतना उसमें कर देता हूँ साइलेंट में था मेरा मोबाइल I'll make it this one. My mobile was in silent, so I could not hear.
So what happens? Actually, we were trying to connect with each other, but we are not able to
Network
hear
gone
you.
actually. Network disconnected. My internet got disconnected.
Okay.
I was not aware.
Sir, the
My
time
internet.
when you have disconnected, like you were trying to rectify the camera. Since then, we were unable to see you, sir.
Sure. I fixed that camera problem. then I came to board. I was not aware.
We
Anyways,
thought of
let's
you are
keep
trying to
it.
resolve the camera.
Repeating is a bigger task. It's a hectic task. Telling, saying the same
ये
topic
सर
the
एक्चुअली
same way.
ये सर एक्चुअली रिकॉर्डिंग में भी नहीं आएगा,
नहीं
ये तो
recording में नहीं
रिकॉर्डिंग
आएगा
देख
ना.
लेंगे.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm not going to repeat. I'm not at all saying that. I'm not going to repeat. But I'm telling that repeating is the active task, right? Because something you're telling on the same way, again you have to explain. Anyways, what I was telling is second way is to
दोबारा से बता दें.
reduce or increase the aggregation, right? So you understand that maybe possible that one
Sir,
rule.
still we are not able to.
What you are not able to?
Is
You're
is
not
there
able.
anything you are sharing, sir, or
Screen, my camera.
no, sir? That's a black
Yeah,
screen.
sir, it's fine. It's fine.
The black screen.
Okay, let me reconnect, sir. Then.
Now you see. Now it should be fine, right?
It's fine, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now it should be fine. There are some technical glitches. So what are you telling? You understand this one, right? By buying that suppression list. Now second scenario is like sometimes there may be happen that even though we have the rule also written, right? We have the rule also, some such activity happening. For that we have the rule also, but rule did not trigger, right? In what situation it will happen? Some scenario, such activity is happening, you have the rule also, but rule did not trigger, right? In what situation it will happen? In what situation it may happen? You have the rule also for same activity, right? But rule did not trigger. There might be possible that your aggregation is too high. Get in mind? Aggregation is too high, right? And that's the reason rule did not trigger. Some activity happen, let's say, and you have given aggregation is 100 in a minute, right? And the rule matching conditions, the events are coming like 13, 14 in a minute, right? Activity is happening since yesterday, but the aggregation is too high, and that's the reason rule even did not fire even a single time. Get your mind? Am I audible now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have a doubt now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So please keep speaking. Sometimes you keep quiet, right? That's the reason I do not understand whether, because you generally do not speak. Some people do not speak generally online. So I'll not come to know. Since I'm speaking since last 10 minutes, I was not aware that you are not listening. So in that case, rule will not fire, right? Even though we have the matching logs also, but number of event is not matching the threshold, because your threshold means aggregation was too high. Some incident happened, you did not even come to know. Yes or no? Rule did not fire because aggregation was too high. Number of event that you have given was too high, right? That's the result. Rule did not trigger. In that case, what will happen? What you have to do is, in that case, what you have to do? You have to reduce the aggregation, right? So next time onward, if such suspicious activity happen, at least root should fire once. Yes or no? Now, to avoid false positive firing, you already applied the suppression list, so that even matching next time it will not fire. Yes or no? In that situation, whenever you have the higher threshold and you miss some important alert, right, because the threshold was higher, in that case you have to reduce the aggregation. Get it? Sometime it may happen. Sometime it will happen that you have given very less aggregation, right? And rule is firing false positive. There might be possible that you have, let's say, you have given high number of Windows login failure, 15 in 1 minute. 15 in 1 minute, right? So sometimes let's make a user also trying multiple times, and 15 matching alert being triggered. Once you investigate and check with user, he said that I have done it. Means rule is firing too many times false positive. Yes or no? So in that case, to avoid a false positive, you have to increase the aggregation. Get it? So some cases we have to increase the aggregation, and some cases we have to reduce the aggregation. Get it? So false positive is the regular process. Get it? So fine tuning is the regular process. Sorry, fine tuning of the rule is a regular process. During the creation also, before you put on the real time, deploy in the real time, you have to do the fine tuning on your best, right? And during the regular monitoring also, you have to look on the rule time to time, check with the analyst if any rule is firing a lot of time, right? You can take the recommendation and do the required changes on the rule to fine tune it. Understand? Anybody has any confusion on the second step? Online people, understand?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
understand, right? Sometimes we have to reduce and sometimes we have to increase. Any question?
So are we going to get it in the lab, sir? This one?
हाँ ये तो लैब में हाँ पहले मैं बता देता हूँ कभी सी रूल में ये कर any rule you can increase just go in the aggregation right increase or decrease लैब में क्या करना है इसको just go in the aggregation if you see a rule is firing a lot of so based on your observation you can increase the aggregation and time right and some rule is firing less because of it not matching because something is not firing because aggregation is too high you decrease the aggregation get it right? Understand? Everybody know, right? And the rule, the aggregation tab is there. On this, you reduce the number or increase the number. That is the required changes you have to do. Understand? Second step, everybody. Third is, what else we can do? Third, what all fine tuning we have to do to avoid the false positive trigger? Or if anyone is not firing, what else we can do? There might be some scenario where rule fire investigated and it found it is a false positive. Rule fire saying that high number of Windows logins, for example, high number of Windows login failure, you reported and you came to know it's a service account or some other specific things. Team is doing some testing. They always do some testing using this rule, this username. You reported once, but respective team says that this is a username that we mostly use for testing perspective, and it will generate a lot of failed logins, right? So you should not report it every time now because it's a legitimate activity. It's not any suspicious activity. Now you understand, right? That rule that's not an incident, right? Next time what we'll call as false positive. We should not monitor it. So what you can do in that case to avoid a false positive trigger? You want that rule should not fire for the same particular user, right? So how you can avoid this next time onwards? But next time again, because the rule is for all user, next time onward again fail happen, again rule will fire. And that rule will call as false positive, the incident will call as false positive because the team is already said that they are doing some testing. So how we can avoid that false positive trigger?
We can add this username to list.
Host name.
Where list?
We should add the host name under the not equal to operator.
Host name. I want from same user, right? Not from host name. I want for that particular user who should not trigger. Simple है यार बहुत ज़्यादा. It's very simple, right?
So we can
simple. You have to give destination username should not equal to this. Under not condition, the same condition here. Go in the condition tab and add username under not condition. Destination username not equal to this. Yes or no? So whenever any such matching happen, if destination is this, rule will not trigger because you have called it under not condition. This is called as whitelisting. Certain condition of whitelisting you can do, right? Under not condition you can go and you can add username. Yes or no? समझ नहीं आया यार. तो लॉजिक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. लॉजिक इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So here, let's say this particular rule was there, high number of Windows login failure, right? I want to see for the user sulabh, tool should not fire, right? Under not condition, I am giving this attribute also. Then under not, I have to use or operator. neither username should be on this active list nor destination username equal to under not condition I'm calling, right? Because this activity is already there, so here only I'm calling that user. Right click. Destination username equal to sulabh, right? I can call it here, or I can call it here, right under end condition. Destination user not equal to destination एक मिनट यहाँ नहीं आया destination username not equal to here you not equal to either you call it here either it is under end condition only, right? If end condition you have to write the destination is not equal to sulabh. If you have to write like this under not operator, then destination is equal to sulabh under not. Then or multiple condition are there under चलो delete हो गया गलती से. So multiple condition are there, then you have to use or operator. बैक कहाँ से होगा? नहीं होता यार, करके लिखे हो कंट्रोल अच्छा हो गया यार करेक्ट, ये मैंने कभी देखा नहीं. Okay, so you can see it here, right? Under or condition I have call. So either you under or condition, not a condition here has been whitelisted, right? So for this particular list of user also rule will not trigger, or the username is sulabh also rule will not trigger. Get it, mind? So for this username you don't want to trigger the rule, you write under or not condition.
Sir, you have given it under the Cisco firewall condition, so for the drops.
What?
Sir, I'm saying for the login failure, we have to give the device product as it should be Microsoft Windows, and we have to give.
कैसे बनाया था? हाँ ये अच्छा ये हाई नंबर डोनेट ट्रैफिक, सॉरी ये तो हाई नंबर डोनेट ट्रैफिक वाला रूल है. This is not for user name actually.
Yes, so that is what
it is a firewall related rule, right? For example, for high number of login failure करना है आपको अगर तो है ना, that's a firewall related rule. मैंने देखा भी नहीं. So here you can apply active list also, operational list. Apart from that, use not operator and write destination username equal to sulabh. Not to मैंने already दे दिया ना यहाँ पे, right? Multiple condition if you have, then write not operator and or operator, right? Multiple username you have. Yes or no? And this one or this one or this one or this one or this one, not this one, not this one, not this one. Then whitelist. If you have huge list of user, huge number of, then active list. Simply create the active list under not condition. You call the active list. Yes or no? This is called a whitelisting. It should trigger for all users, not for these set of users. Get it? This is called as whitelisting. Get it? And unnecessarily it is firing. Let's say your vulnerability scanner, right? You know vulnerability. What is vulnerability?
It's like weakness.
Right. Vulnerability means weakness. Guys, you have done the vulnerability management training for college. मैंने स्टार्टिंग में बोला था ना, नहीं बताया आपको कॉलेज की ट्रेनिंग? लेकिन मैंने बताया था ट्रेनिंग में, नहीं बताया क्या? नहीं, सर्टिफिकेट मैंने इस क्लास में नहीं बताया क्या? NSE1 NSE2 एंड vulnerability management नहीं बताया इस बार, इस वजह से भूल गया मैं.
Yes, sir. You suggested to complete that Qualys vulnerability management.
हाँ बताया था यार, बताओ. हाँ तो बताया ना. हाँ तो आपने किया ट्रेनिंग vulnerability management, क्यों नहीं किए? क्यों? क्या छुट्टी में घर चले जाते हो ना, उसी टाइम छुट्टी मिलता नहीं है ना. तो यू हैव टू कंप्लीट, राइट? यार पूरा दिन करते क्या हो आप लोग? What do you do in your whole day? Whole day में क्या करते हो? Especially people who are not working, right? I suggested to do the college vulnerability management and NSE1 and NSE2, right? Very good. College is very good. You must do it, right? So vulnerability means weakness, right? Weakness present, right? Apart from monitoring the activities and taking the action, you also have to ensure there is no loophole, there is no weakness in our network, so that attacker can attack and penetrate the vulnerability, right? When there is a weakness, let's say in my home, my office, right, I have security guard, right, but I have checked the windows should not be open, right, should be always closed, and windows that क्या बोलते हैं उसको, windows का जाली को क्या बोलते हैं, हाँ, नेट बोलते हैं क्या उसको, बोला ना, ठीक है, विंडोज जो है that should be strong, right, that should be strong metal, means apart from keeping a security guard, you also ensure that walls should be strong and all should not be have open gate or open doors or open windows. Yes or no? It does not mean that you have security guards who will open all the doors always. You will always keep your windows open. Yes or no? It does not mean that all the walls are of glasses, right? You have to ensure that those are strong enough. Doors should be closed. There should not be any extra doors. Why people are not having multiple doors at their home? You know, right? People does not have multiple doors their home. They have one door, one or maximum two. Maximum two also not recommended. Two also not recommended, because may be possible that sometimes you will forget to close any door. One door is there, you can ensure it is closed. Sometimes you close this door and you forget to close other door. Yes or no? Multiple doors means high risk. Yes or no? So apart from monitoring one security guard and monitoring the real-time threats and all, we also ensure that our network device, security device, servers, application does not have weaknesses. So in case attacker reach to our network, they should not be able to penetrate the network, they should not be able to gain the access, should not be able to brute force. Yes or no? Our network and its device should now have any weakness, so that attacker can take the advantage. Yes or no? Taking the advantage or exploiting the vulnerability is called as means taking the advantage of the vulnerability is called exploitation. Vulnerability is weakness. Exploitation means taking the advantage of the vulnerability. That is called as exploitation. Exploiting the vulnerability. Are you exploit kar the vulnerability? Yes, exploited the vulnerability. Yes or no? That is called exploitation. Vulnerability कैसे बता, क्यों बता? हाँ. So we have to ensure that, right, all the devices should not have vulnerabilities, should not have any weaknesses to, so that attackers can exploit and penetrate the vulnerability, penetrate the network. So attackers are also very intelligent. Yes or no? They always try to find out new vulnerabilities on devices, so that they can exploit it. They can take the advantage and penetrate the network. Yes or no? Attacker always try to find out the vulnerabilities. If you say, oh, there is vulnerability in the system, I'll exploit and gain the access, or I'll exploit the data. So would you be giving the chance for the attacker to exploit the vulnerability in your network? Would you giving the chance to the attacker? In order to restrict that attacker should not be able to take a chance, what will you do? You will ensure that there should not be any vulnerability, or yes or no, there should not be any vulnerability present on your devices. So that attacker came also, attacker try also, he will not be successful, because there is no vulnerability, there is no weakness present. Yes or no? Now how will you identify whether there is a vulnerability or not? That means in order to do so that there is no vulnerability, you have to check whether there is any vulnerability or not. Yes or no? You have to check whether there is vulnerability in your network or network devices, security device, servers, application, databases are there or not. How will you find that? By doing the vulnerability scanning. There are tools in the market which can scan your entire network. Means your firewall, security device, network device, servers, application, databases, all the devices they can scan and check if there is any known vulnerabilities. You know what I mean? So what happens is, let's say attacker will also try. See, attacker also does the scanning and we also does the scanning. We do the scanning to ensure that whether there is vulnerability or not, so that we can fix those vulnerabilities. And attacker also does the scanning to find out whether there is a vulnerability or not. If there is a vulnerability, he will try to exploit it. Means Red Hat also scanning, Red Hat hackers are also scanning to find the vulnerability to exploit it. And a White Hat scanning the network to patch it. Yes or no? Both are doing the scanning and both are identifying the vulnerabilities. So who will identify the vulnerability? Attacker as well as security research teams. Security research team will also check if there is vulnerability, what is the severity, what is the impact. If attacker exploit that vulnerability, what is the impact? Based on that, they define the severity. This is low severity, this is medium severity, this is very high severity, this is critical. Means it exploited means attacker can gain the access, attacker can exploit the data, attacker can log the network. That is the high severity of critical vulnerabilities. Right? Based on the weaknesses, right? These security research team give the severity. What is the severity of particular weakness? Yes or no? So there might be possible that this particular, like let's say in Windows system, the particular Windows 10.0, right? It has the vulnerability. It has the weakness that in 10.0, if the Adobe Reader install, in Adobe Reader there is a vulnerability, attacker can gain the access. So research team always do the penetration and check it out. Is there any weakness available? And also research team understand if any penetration happened in previously in other companies. Based on that also they learn the lesson and they come to that particular vulnerability is available. So before attacker take the gain around the other user system or other network, they release the vulnerability detail. And they tell that okay, in Adobe version 7.0, this is a vulnerability present. Attacker can gain the access. Now you have to fix it. Now in order to fix it, you have to upgrade your Adobe Reader with the latest version. In the latest version, Adobe has fixed the vulnerability.
Excuse me, sir?
Yes or no? This is called as patching. Yes.
Sir, on what basis we assign the severity of the any incident? How we justify?
Right now I'm talking about vulnerability, I'm talking about incident.
No, severity you're talking about earlier, right? That's not
severity means, see, severity means how critical it is. Higher the impact, bigger the impact means higher the severity. Lesser the impact, lower the severity. If any incident happens or any vulnerability found, it has the higher impact means high severity. Lower impact means lower severity. So based on the impact only, the severity is being evaluated. Get a point? Understand?
Okay, sir.
So I was talking about the vulnerability assessment here, right? That so apart from security monitoring, we have to also ensure that there should not be any vulnerability present in a network device, security device, service application. Otherwise, attacker may exploit those vulnerability. Get in mind? So how will you come to know in a network? There is a tools. There are tools, we'll call vulnerability scanning tool or vulnerability management or assessment tools, right? So there are tools, the vendor company, let's say Qualys. So Qualys has a research team who will do the research, what are the known vulnerabilities, and they will update the library vulnerability on a vulnerability assessment tool. So that tool you can use to scan your network. Once you scan your network using those tools, let's say router you are scanning, right? So now Cisco router. So Cisco router related, these are the vulnerabilities in the tool. Now tool will scan the network and check against those vulnerability if that vulnerability is present on a router or not. Yes or no? If those are present, then it populates the list of the vulnerabilities along with the severity. Okay, this is the high severity, this is the medium severity, this is the low severity, and it is present on your network device. Get a point? And it will go the solution also. If this vulnerability is present, how to fix this means how to patch this. Patch means fixing, right? You apply the patch in the walls. If they break down in the walls, you apply the patch, right? Same patch means fixing it. It's called patch activity, right? When there is vulnerability found, so those tools will scan your network and security device, server application, etc. Will scan the network and give the list of vulnerabilities and give the solution also how to patch those vulnerabilities, how to fix those vulnerabilities, means how to fix those weaknesses. Yes or no? Understand? Attackers also use the same tools to scan your network. If they vulnerability present, and they will try to exploit it. Our security team does the scanning to fix those vulnerabilities, patch those vulnerabilities. That is called a vulnerability scanning. Time to time in our network, you should do the vulnerability scanning to define the vulnerabilities and patch those vulnerabilities and ensure that the network is secure, right? There is no vulnerability or there is no high severity vulnerabilities. So that before any bigger incident happens, bigger compromise happens, by exploiting this vulnerability, let's patch this, right? So once the tool generates the vulnerabilities, right? Identify the vulnerability, it gives the severity. What severity you have to, what weakness you have to patch first. Means high priority, high severity, a weakness you have to patch first. Yes or no? Which has the bigger impact. When attacker will exploit the vulnerability, has the bigger impact. That particular vulnerability you have to patch first. Get your mind? Yes or no? That is called vulnerability scanning. So if you are doing vulnerability scanning, you run the tool, you define which device you want to scan, right? Once the scan is completed, tool will give the report and tell that these are the vulnerability present, these are the weaknesses in the system, right? And now what is the solution, how to patch it? And vulnerability along with the severity. So high severity should be patched first, high severity in critical should be patched first, and low severity should be patched last. Get your mind? Yes or no? So sometimes being a soft team, you might also get the responsibility to do the vulnerability scanning. You just have to do vulnerability scanning, nothing, just running the tool, right? So maybe monthly, quarterly, half yearly, yearly scanning you have to do, right? In the scanning, you already upload the devices on the scanning tool. In the scanning tool, you can add your devices, all network device, security device, server application, etc. Right? Now let's say this 10 device I want to scan. Select those 10 devices and start the scan. Start the scanning. Once the scan is complete, tool will scan. Okay, CT scan or CT scan? CT to identify the problem on your body. CT scan, right? Similarly, vulnerability scan will identify the problem on your devices. It will do the scanning, and if the problem is there, you get the report, CT scan report. Similarly, vulnerability management tool will give the report. Once you run this one scanning tool, it will give the report and will tell on these devices what are the vulnerabilities, right? Then you identify the vulnerability. Okay, this device have this Windows device has this vulnerability. Then you have to share this report to respective administrator of those devices. Windows scanning, Windows server team. For network team, it's your network team, router and switches. Network team. Security related, security teams. Application related, application teams. You tell those report, these are the high severity, these are low severity, these are medium severity. Then what is the solution? Now they have to patch those vulnerabilities. To patch those vulnerabilities, sometimes you have to change the settings. Let's say a TLS version 2.0 having vulnerability, then attacker can take the advantage and give the access. So in order to fix this, you have to select version 3.0. Just setting you have to go and change the version 3.0 TLS. Just you have to modify the setting here. Sometimes you will see, okay, in this Windows, this particular application is installed is highly vulnerable. In order to fix this, you have to upgrade with the latest version. Or in order to fix this, you have to install the update which has been released by the particular application this month. This update you have to install. Yes or no? Get your mind? So this is how you have to patch. So send the report to the respective team, and apart on the report, there is a solution also how to fix those. So respective team will do the patching. That is called patching activities. Get your mind? You'll see many teams are doing patching. Vulnerability patching. Right? So once they will patch it, they will inform to you that vulnerability has been patched. Then you can rerun the scan. Yeah, we cannot trust on anyone. Yes or no? Business does not work on trust. We cannot trust anyone. Once they will confirm us that they have done the patching, then we'll rerun the scan. चलिए सब कॉल एक मिनट उठा लेता हूँ. हेलो हेलो, may I know your name? Rajesh. Rajesh, you already spoke to me? Okay, can you do one thing, Rajesh? Can you leave me a message in WhatsApp? I'm on a session right now. I picked up the call because I can't call you back. That's why I picked your call during the session also. Can you leave a message in WhatsApp? I'll ping you once I get free. We'll discuss on this. Same number is WhatsApp. Same number is WhatsApp. Yes. On the session right now. Give me a call around 11:30 then. 11:30. Leave me a message also in WhatsApp and give me a call around 11:30. We'll discuss on this. Okay. Fine. Thanks. What I was telling is, vulnerability scanning you do, right? I am giving this overview of vulnerability scanning, right? So that once we have the vulnerability scanning class, you'll understand, because different trainers are different. I see the trainer that we have, that he has taken the class last time. We have got good feedback, but when I see his video, when I watched his video yesterday, I seen that he directly starting this scanning and directly with NSS vulnerability scanning. He does not tell about what is vulnerability and why do we need to patch it. Different people had different style of teaching, but I found it's very important to understand why we are doing this. That's why I'm explaining you, whether he is explaining you or not, right? It's not happened that the whole class is common and you did not understand what is vulnerability itself. Ever? So by understanding the diverse background people here, we should start with basic understanding. So you understand, right? What is the whole idea, whole work of vulnerability management? You have to run the tool, you find out the vulnerability, scan the tool, get the list, then share the list with resolution to the respective team. They will do the patch, they will inform to you the patching has been done. Then you have to rescan to check whether the vulnerability is patched or not. He said patched, whether all the vulnerability has been patched or not, or any vulnerability is still left, not patched. Then you run the report, still some vulnerability is left, then again you have, this vulnerability is still not patched, kindly patch it. Once they will patch it, again you have to rescan to ensure that all the vulnerability has been fixed. First priority is critical vulnerability, high severity vulnerabilities, right? We'll have the SLA. For high severity vulnerability, we'll have the SLA. Within 2 days you have to fix, or within 1 week you have to fix. First priority is high severity vulnerabilities, then medium, then low severity. Low severity, sometimes we can take an exception also, sometimes we do not patch also. Low severity. Low severity means does not have impact actually. That means does not have much impact, so we can leave also low severity. Get it? So these are the vulnerability assessment that you do. You might not do. Some company may get this responsibility. That SOC team is also doing the vulnerability management. Otherwise, there is a separate team for vulnerability assessment management. Sometimes you might see that you have to do, along with the SIM monitoring and all, you have to do the vulnerability assessment also. That's the reason this time we have included this in our training, so that you have an idea about vulnerability management also. You can write in a resume also that you have done vulnerability management also. Get it? So there are various tools to do it, like Qualys that I have suggested to you. Qualys, you have Nessus, Rapid7, IP360.
So,
Yes.
there are a lot of guys who are right now working in vulnerability assessment. Sir, how is the future in vulnerability assessment if somebody wants
vulnerability
to
management? A lot of people are coming on the SOC because vulnerability management does not require much revolution, much knowledge, much work. What you have to do is you just have to run the tool, get the report. Mostly reporting and follow work. Get it? बहुत ज़्यादा की मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा knowledge की जरूरत ही नहीं है इसमें. You see what dumb work I am doing if you do only this vulnerability scanning. Get it? Because vulnerability scanning, what is they doing? They are running the tool. They have the number of devices already in the tool. They will schedule the scan. Let's say night time they have scheduled the scan, right? Morning they will come, they will get the report, right? They will consolidate. They will maybe have some modification on the report, right? different, like this is high severity, low severity, medium severity. Send the report to the respective team. They'll patch. They'll follow up. They are not responding. They will take the follow up. Again, they will done patching, again rescanning. Again follow up. If you're not responding, escalation to the higher management. That's the only work. Get it? There is no much R&D that you can do here. Something new you can do here. You'll get bored doing this activity if you're doing only this. Understand, right? It's a repetitive activities. It's a repetitive activities. People are doing. Get it? It's same as software testing. Software testing, developer fix it. You found a bug. Developer fix it. Again you have to retest. Again found the bug. Developer has to fix it. Same machine you are running. Yes or no? Understand? So that is vulnerability scanning. So why I have given a scenario? I was telling that maybe in your network, vulnerability scanning team is doing the scanning. Right? Now you'll see a high number of traffic has been generated from this particular host scanner. That can be the scanner IP. Vulnerability scanner IP, which is trying to log in or trying to penetrate the network for identify the vulnerability and resulting high number of Windows login failure generated or high number of denied traffic generated, for example. Right? In that case, you understand it's a scanner IP. In that case, also we have to whitelist. Never mind. Sometimes we may have some ad hoc scanning, some kind of activities we do to identify whether our security teams are alerted or not. Sometimes we'll do this activity to check how alerted are our security team, whether they are taking an action reporting such incident or not. We may do some activities ourselves. Anyway, client may do some activity themselves to identify whether I have given the project to Accenture, whether their people are monitoring properly or not, whether they're able to identify those activity or not. Like a company sees some sample, some dummy phishing emails to their employee. They have been security teams are always conducting security awareness trainings to various teams, technical, non-technical people, and telling that if you find any emails, do not open it. Any unsolicited emails or unintended email, do not open it. Report to security team. Right? Sometimes they will run the campaign of dummy phishing emails to check how aware our users are, employees are. Right? So you have been told that once you see some security, you have to report and should not open it. Then they have to check. ये कहानी तुमने सुना दिया, लोगों को कितना समझ में आया, right? They will do the test. They will run the phishing campaign, dummy phishing campaign, and check how many users have opened it and how many users has reported it. You reported it. Oh, brilliant work! You have done a brilliant work. Now you are aware that is a phishing email. Thanks for reporting. It was actually the dummy email that we have sent as part of phishing email campaign. Get in mind? If you have not reported, open it, means you got a message that you are the party in the phishing campaign, but you have opened it. Check the phishing email. So they will understand how.
Is there anyone who can hear? Again, we lost the audio.
Your voice not coming.
Yeah. Voice is not coming.
To understand, in this case, we have to whitelist. We have to whitelist, right? The IP address, username.
Just now we also lost your audio, sir.
But just moment I have lost. Just for a moment I have lost that audio.
So there was a stab vulnerabilities in the condition.
What?
What is that? So there was the option like vulnerabilities. Just on the left side of the active list. So what is that for?
किधर पे?
In active list.
किधर पे है?
सर एक्टिव लिस्ट ऑप्शन के साइड में ना vulnerabilities फिल्टर सर यहाँ पे साइड में इंस्पेक्टर टैब में से नीचे नहीं सर कंडीशनल में जाओ आप देन एक्शंस के नीचे सर यहाँ पे फिल्टर एसेट्स एंड vulnerabilities सर टॉप पे जहाँ पे फिल्टर्स हम ऐड करते हैं ना यहाँ पे
The place from where you used to take the conditions option, sir, conditions and or operator on that line.
अच्छा अच्छा हाँ, so vulnerability is also field set ना. अच्छा ये हाँ, so you have it to identify. So based on, if you have integrated vulnerability management tool, right? So based on the vulnerability also you can create some rule based on the vulnerability scanner, vulnerability found. Okay, right? You can create a rule. Okay, this particular host we have virus, right? You can correlate either a vulnerability present, vulnerability scanner had done the scanning, and is there a vulnerability present on the system? You can correlate this log. Imagine infected and there was a vulnerability also, right? So vulnerability management also, scanner logs also, report also you can integrate. You can get on the SIM and you can correlate, right? Particular machine is infected. Is there a vulnerability also present in the machine? It has been scanned, right? That is also you can do that. Okay, so understand, right, what is vulnerability management, why it is required, how to do it. Theoretically you understood, right? That's the only job. So now there are tools in the training. They will install the tool, right? You'll understand how to install the tool, right? Then you will understand how to do the scanning on the system, how to do the scanning, how to get the report, right? Then how to identify the severity, then how to send to a respective team, and how they will patch it. Right? Then what kind of report you send to the management, right? That is all being discussed during the training, right? So what I'm trying to get his time. I'm not sure whether he'll be available this time or not. If he's not available, then I may have to share the videos of previous class. Right? During the Diwali time you can watch it if he's not available. I'm trying to check his availability. But anyways, it is a screen sharing system, right? He will not be coming here. He will be sitting on the screen only. So it's same as recording itself. However, I'm trying to have the real time class in case he can join us. Last batch we had that. Okay. So any question on this? So now this one you understood, right? What do we call it? What do we call it? Whitelisting, right? Third is whitelisting. So you understand how to fine tune the rule. Understand? This is called as fine tuning of the rule. Well, more topic I want to discuss. Can we go ahead take the session further after taking 15-minute break today itself? How you see? Everybody is comfortable? If you're free, we can take the session. Another 1 or 2 hours. Huh?
Yeah, sir. If you wish, you can take.
Okay, we'll take 15-minute break. After 15 break, we'll connect. नहीं यार, मेरे डॉक्टर के यहाँ एक मेरा वो है appointment है.
Sir, I have a question. Are you taking the moral analysis in this week or after Diwali, sir?
What?
Sir, when are you going to take the malware analysis class? Is it in this week or?
Malware analysis will happen after Diwali only. It's a 1 day class only. 1 day malware analysis and phishing analysis will do 1 day. So after Diwali, once I come, then we'll take it.
Because we're thinking we will go for the interviews. Maybe they may ask about the moral analysis. So that is the reason I was asking.
They may ask. I'll share the document. You can just go through the document for now, right? Document, enough information is there on the document. However, we'll do it practically as well.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All the information is on the document, but I will do it practically also how to do it. कल एक्सटेंड करते हैं फिर, है ना?